gentlemen, this is part 7 of Finnegan on Finnegan Wake Wednesdays. Let's just get right into it. It's page 10 this week of Finnegan's Wake. First lines 1 through 7. Of the Napoleon's tough a thief that spy on the Willingdon from his big white horse, the Capian Hope, Stonewall Willingdon is an old Maxi Montrumeni. Napoleon's is nice hung bushellers. This is hyena hussy laughing aloud at the Willingdon. This is lipstick duly creaking the funk from the Hennessy. It is the Hindu Shamarshin between the Dooley boy and the Hennessy. Here the Napoleons spy on the Willingdon family and their Willingdon family's famous white horse, which is named Capian Hope. The Willingdon Museum is a very old and big monument, as explained there, and the Willingdon family is laughing like hyenas off of some Hennessy, and as they start to get more of the Hennessy flowing, they start to get more funky. Next, I'll be reading lines 8 through 23. Tip: this is the Wixie Old Willingdon picket up a half of the threefold hat of Napoleon's, Frumud of the brutal filth. This is the Hindu waxing ranjimad for a bomb shoop. This is the Willingdon hanking the half of the hat of Napoleon's up the tail on the buck side of his big white horse. Tip: that was the last joke of Willingdon. Hit, hit, hit. This is the same white horse of the Willingdon, Culpenhope, waggling his tailless grip with the half of a hat of Napoleon's to insuit on the Hindu sea boy. Nay, nay, nay. Bull's frog foul. This is the sea boy, Marashatoras, up jump and pump him, cry to the Willingdon. Up puckaroo pucker Europe. This is the Willingdon born stable gentleman tenders his matchbox to the Kursisayan shimmer shin, Basucker you stead. This is the do for him sea boy blow the whole of the half of the hat of Napoleon's off of the top of the tail on the back of his big white horse. Tip: bullseye game. How Copenhagen ended this way the Musi room. Mind your boots going out. Here the Willingdon family seems like they're preparing for bombs, which would make sense as last week's episode was all about war, and it talked about the Willingdons preparing for war. So they put a hat on their famous white horse, and the horse doesn't really understand what's happening, so the horse is wagging his tail. And Finnegan says it's kind of funny, like it's a joke. Then the horse starts to neigh, neigh. It starts neighing. And their sea boy, which I can't really figure out what that means, their sea boy comes crying. Probably because he knows what's about to come with all the bombs and so. And now, weirdly enough, the second half of this passage is straight verbatim from a part of the passage last week page, so it's completely looped. For the final excerpt, I'll be reading the lines 24 through 36. Phew, what a warm time we were in there, but how keeling is here the airabouts. We know where she lives, but you must not tell Anawan for the lamp of Jigga Lanthorn. It's a candle little house of a month and one windies. Down a down, high down a down, and numbered quaint mine, in such reasonable weather too. The Wargrants winds a waltz around the Pilt Downs and on blasted Nolly Rock. If you can spot 50, I spy 4 more. There's that gnarly bird ye gathering, a run a little, do a little, pre a little, pour a little, wipe a little, kicks a little, several little, eat a little, whine a little, keen a little, health a little, pelf a little, gnarly bird, a very table land of break barred fields. Under 7 Rothschild lies one lump roar, his glaive beside him. Scud Unter said, our pigeons pair are flown for North Cliffs. Here, I think Finnegan says that it's quite warm, and he explains that it's been warm lately, and he doesn't know where his wife is, but the lantern is still on, which is probably making him hot. And along that, there's also candles that are lit in the house. And then he explains that in downtown and high downtown, the weather has been great lately, and all the birds have been gathering, which may be a hint that the seasons are changing, and that's why the weather is so temperate. And then he starts just yapping about the birds, and then he starts explaining how the Rothschilds are very powerful. And then he said, but another family that works along the Rothschilds that are very powerful is the Lumproar family, which is the family I was talking about earlier that was spying on the Willingdons, which is also a very rich family. Well, thank you guys so much for this week's view. I'll make sure to post again next week, same time, Wednesday. Sorry I'm not as ecstatic this week, but it'll be a lot better next week. Have a great one, guys.